Paddy, congratulations on, I don't know if it could go more flawless than it went for you tonight. Before we get into the fight, can you just talk about like the entrance and the energy? I mean, I know it's nothing new for you, but I don't know, tonight it just felt like on another level. Can you talk about just that whole experience?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. That walkout was spectacular, and obviously because Conor was fighting, there was even more stars there. I'll never forget getting in the cage and me boxing coach Chris going, like, get on Mike Tyson there. Mike Tyson, Vince Vaughn, Mel Gibson, Theo Von all singing and dancing to me song. It was like, there's no way I can lose here.
That's amazing. I wonder, like, what's the middle trigger for you? Because, right, you're having so much fun, you're partying, but then you're about to get in a fist fight, right? So is there some, like, a sequence you go through or a thought that you go through that switches you from we're having fun to now there's a fight?
Yeah, I just know there's another man in front of me that's going to try and kill me. So I'm going to kill him first. Like, I just switch from walkout to when he's standing opposite me, he's the only person in the world that matters.
You envisioned getting this thing done early. You kind of talked about the way it was going to happen. But I did wonder, I mean, early on in a fight, right, there's a possibility you could burn your arms out. There's a possibility you give up position because you're going for this choke. Was any of that playing through your mind in your decision-making, or did you simply know, like, this is done at this moment?
No, my corner was right in front of me. Me head coach, Paul Ellis and Chris were all there, and Paul literally said, don't burn your arms out. But I knew I had it cinched up. I knew he was good at defending a guillotine. So we'd worked on other things around the guillotine, and that was just there, picture perfect. And it wasn't a proper Peruvian necktie, but I literally drilled a Peruvian necktie for the first time in about 10 years, about 5 weeks ago with my coach. And it was like a mixture between a Darce and a Peruvian necktie, but that's just how good my jiu-jitsu is. I can link things together like that flawlessly.
I was going to say, it felt like you almost kind of just like implemented that on the fly, not necessarily.
Oh, I've never done that before. I've never done that before. I just done that on the fly. That's how I roll. My jiu-jitsu is the best in the world.
That's amazing. Well, it was a huge win for you. I know afterwards you said, bottom line, look, I'll fight anybody out there. Last question for me. I mean, it does seem like you're one of the biggest stars on the roster right now and can probably call some shots. So if the UFC doesn't have anybody in mind, do you have some things, hey, this is what I would prefer from you?
No, not really. I want to be a world champion. I want to be undisputed champion of the world. I want to be the first ever world champion from Liverpool. And I'm going to do that. I know that's in my destiny. I know it's in my fate. Whether it's the next fight or the next 10 fights, I'm going to be a world champion. It's that simple. If you want me to fight Justin next, if you want me to fight Posh Boy next, if you want me to fight Chorizo next, if you want me to fight Charles next, anyone can get it.
I know throughout the build of this fight, you were asked about Conor and maybe MSG you guys could fight, and you know you did your job and set yourself up for a big moment, but unfortunately the main event went the way that it did. What was your reaction to how that fight ended?
It was sad to see, you know what I mean, but that's the thing with this sport. You've got to stay consistent, you've got to keep fighting, and I think where he hasn't fought in so long, his body couldn't keep up with it, and coming out and throwing a crazy kick like that first thing, his knee just collapsed underneath him, and I feel bad for him. You know what I mean? He's put so much into coming back and getting back in the octagon, and that happens in the first 5 seconds. You've got to feel for him.
You've got a lot more critics than a lot of fighters do, and a lot of it is because of your personality. You know, you're loud and you're you. You've been that way all through, and people have backed against you consistently. An example would be before the Chandler fight, a lot of people backing him to knock you out, and then you finish him and the narrative becomes that Chandler is washed. Now you've smashed, definitively smashed a very highly ranked contender in the division. Do you think this could be a tipping point where that narrative starts to change now, or will they just move the goalposts again?
Yeah, the goalposts will get moved. Everyone will say, oh, BSD was shit anyway. You know what I mean? When 2 days ago it was BSD's going to smash Paddy, his grappling's well better, he's got too much power for him, this and that. But people just love moving the goalposts with me, and I don't give a fuck. Move them all you want. As long as I keep winning, I keep getting paid, and keep making steps towards being a world champion, you can say what you want. Anyone can say what they want about me. Simple.
You had a really special moment there in regards to Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva. Just talk to me a little bit more how long you had that plan, and you know what it meant to actually do it today.
Obviously I wanted to do that in January, but when you lose you can't start singing someone's song, can you? Know what I mean? You've got to do it when you win. And it was quite poignant really, because it was his anniversary a week ago, and you know, he's never going to be forgotten. He'll never walk alone. His family will never walk alone, and he's forever going to be number 20, lad. He's forever going to be remembered as a Liverpool legend, and I want the whole world to know that.
When we talked last week in our interview between you and me, you were talking about how you thought Benoit Saint Denis' grappling was a hole that you could expose, but you stopped short of naming exactly a submission. So you kind of predicted your outcome there. Just talk to me about what you saw in the lead up to the fight and you know, how you just made it happen so quickly.
I just know how good my jiu-jitsu is. I know how good my grappling is. And I knew he was going to shoot in within 20 seconds like he does every fight. And I think he shot in within 10 seconds. And I knew I was going to choke him. I just knew, whether it was a guillotine, whether it was a dash, whether it was a head and arm, whether it was the sick shit what I did. I knew he was getting put unconscious, lad. And I know he's a warrior, and I knew I'd have to put him asleep. And I did.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking, I had asked for a prediction, and you're like, I don't want to give him, I want to give away my strategy a little bit, but you know, that outcome for you. Is there anything specifically special about this one, considering you kind of predicted it going into it?
Yeah, the fact that I said that what I was going to do, I've been saying it all week. I said he's going to shoot in and I'm going to catch his neck. The fact that I said that I was going to do it and I submitted him in under a minute. You don't really see many submissions under a minute. People have to work for the position and get something. I literally choked his ass out in 52 seconds or whatever it was. He was like a dead body on the floor. If I wanted to kill him, I could have. You know what I mean? I had to say to Goddard myself, he's out. If you watch the replay, I say to Goddard, he's out. Because as soon as he rolled and then he went limp, I was just like, he's unconscious.
6 months ago, you had your first shot at a UFC title in this arena. Does tonight feel like you maybe wrote the wrong, if you will, from the...
A little bit. It was a little bit of redemption, like, you know what I mean? Same city, same building. And even... Well, I don't know if it was an even bigger card because that was the Paramount debut, but you know, this had McGregor on, so it probably is a bigger card. And I stole the show. That main event was lackluster. Everyone can say that. I was basically the main event, and motherfucker got slept.
Congrats on the win.
Peace out, bitches.